Assalamu alaikum, a very warm good afternoon to all of you. As you are all aware that we have decided to start the accounting component which encompasses the syllabus which has been assigned to FAA, and I'll be taking that course. And before I'll start with the nitty-gritties of the subject, with the dynamics of the subject, let me first introduce you people with the concept of accounting, what all it encompasses. I'll give an outline which we will be envisaging in this month. And first of all, we have to start with the essence of accounting. That what accounting is all about. What is accounting? Why we are going to study this subject? What is the fundamental reason that this subject has come into existence? We have to study the why portion of the accounting, why accounting has been introduced, why you have a profession like chartered accountancy in the world, why there is so much of literature available on accounting. In that you will understand, but then we do not have to go into the deep prognosis of that. इसमें हमें यही पढ़ना है कि भाई अकाउंटिंग क्यों पढ़ते हैं, पहले अकाउंटिंग है क्या, ये क्यों पढ़ते हैं, and then how we do accounting. That is the most important part of that, the most important parameter of that, that how we do accounting, what all we have to study in accounting. तो उसमें आपका how portion भी हम clear कर लेंगे. चाहे we'll start with the definition of the accounting, we will then systematically analyze that definition, and then we'll go into the journal, we'll go into the sub-journals, we'll go into the ledger, we'll go into the cash book, we'll go into the financial statements, we'll go into the depreciation, we'll study the bank reconciliation statement. All in all, जो 11th class की accounting होती है और 12th class की basic accounting होती है, that all will be covered in the syllabus of finance accounts assistant, in the course which we have started pertaining to the accounts. Every definition, every concept, everything pertaining to the syllabus we will cover with full enthusiasm, with full zeal and zest. And after every week, हमारा इस बार ये भी तरीका रहेगा, because every now and then when you teach the subject, you develop on the lines of the subject. तो हमारा एक और the modus operandi which is going to be this way, that will be this way. Suppose हमने accounting का definition part cover कर दिया, उसके बाद we'll come up at the nomenclature, say we'll discuss what is a liability, what are the different types of liabilities, what is an internal liability, what is external liability, what is a contingent liability. ऐसे ही हम assets को discuss करेंगे, ऐसे different expenditures को discuss करेंगे. First of all, we will clear the nomenclature of the accounting, so that कल को जब मैं वो terminology जिसको हम कहते हैं accounting terminology clear करेंगे, भाई what is the difference between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure, भाई प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट में कौन सी चीजें आती है और बैलेंस शीट में कौन सी चीजें आ जाती है, भाई जर्नल कौन सा अकाउंट डेबिट होता है, कौन सा अकाउंट क्रेडिट होता है, रूल्स ऑफ डेबिटिंग एंड क्रेडिटिंग जिसको हम जर्नल बोलते हैं, कैश बुक्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, सब्सिडरी बुक्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे जिनको हम सब जर्नल्स भी बोलते हैं. वी विल बी स्टडीइंग अबाउट दैट, विल बी डीपली स्टडीइंग अबाउट जनरल जर्नल होता क्या है. जो भी हम फिर मोडस ऑपरेंडी क्या रहेगा, जब भी हम एक कंपोनेंट खत्म किया करेंगे, से एक वीक में हमने कोई प्रोग्रेस की, आफ्टर अ वीक हम एक एग्जामिनेशन किया करेंगे आपस में ही. आई विल बी गिविंग यू MCQs एंड देन फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स और वेयर एवर फ्रॉम यू गेट MCQs ऑन दोज थिंग्स, या मैं भी यहां से दिया करूंगा 50-60 MCQs, एंड आफ्टर एवरी वीक विल बी मेजरिंग आवर प्रोग्रेस. एंड इसमें यह भी रहेगा कि मतलब इवन यू पीपल हैव टू वर्क हार्ड. सपोज IT, सी you people come from a varied background. Very limited people among you are from commerce. Even if you have studied commerce, but unfortunately the concepts are not crystal clear. Here we will try to understand the essence of the subject. Once you understand the essence of the subject, वहां पे वो you don't have to mug up the stuff. You don't have to mug up the stuff, because if you mug up the stuff, क्वेश्चन कभी वहां ट्विस्टेड आ जाता है, यू आर नेवर इन अ पोजिशन टू सॉल्व अप द question because you are mugged up the stuff. So you have to understand the nitty-gritties of the subject. You have to understand the essence of the subject. Once you understand the essence of the subject, so my teaching pedagogy, so my teaching methodology, it will revolve around that, making you understand the essence of the subject. For that, first of all, we'll go into the nomenclature of the subject, of the subject, the terminology which is required, so that you understand, yes, okay, all this is to be studied in accounting. Okay, this is the prime reason why we are studying accounting. So that is how our modus operandi is going to be during this month, or more than month it will take to complete the syllabus with full zeal and zest. Because even in the past, you must have seen us. We have been operating now since 2020, even before that. And the only strong point which Quintessence has, that is everybody is on tenterhooks. Everybody gives his or her best. We never believe in camouflaging the stuff. What we preach, we actually deliver that on the board. That has been the unique USP, जिसको हम marketing में बोलते हैं, unique selling point of Quintessence, that whatever we promise, we deliver that. And I promise you, the whole institution promises you support during this 1.5 month in which we will be covering this accounting portion with same energy, with same confidence, so that you understand all the concepts involved in the subject. Even in the past, unfortunately that exam got postponed, otherwise cancelled, otherwise हमारे बहुत सारे बच्चों ने qualify किया था, चाहे online थे या offline थे, and they had scored maximum marks in accounting. In other subjects they had performed well as well, मगर इसमें अब जो hard nut to crack था वो accounting था, क्योंकि ये different होता है, एक physics वाले बंदे के लिए ये different होता था. But even I tried hard, whole of the institution tried hard, so that it becomes a cakewalk for each and every student. So we had received an overwhelming response and lot of queries that please start again this batch for accounting, and we have started. And today, just I gave you introduction about the subject, that what all we'll be studying in this. We'll be studying about the definition of accounting. We'll be studying about the nomenclature of accounting, the terminology involved in accounting. Then we'll study about the journal. We'll study about the sub-journals. We'll study about the subsidiary books, which we call. We'll study about the ledger. We'll study about the cash book, the single column, the double column cash book, the triple column cash book. We'll study about the rules of debiting and crediting of some special entries like discount received, discount paid. We'll be studying about the bank reconciliation statement. We'll be studying about the methodologies of depreciation. We'll be studying about the concept of balance sheet, why balance sheet is important, why profit and loss account is important, how profit and loss account is prepared, what all items are to be included in profit and loss account. All those concepts we will be discussing minutely with lot of confidence, with lot of zeal, with lot of enthusiasm. And inshallah, I promise you, I assure you, whether you participate with us in online mode or whether you participate with us in offline mode, the content will be super content. You won't be able to receive this content anywhere else, because a lot of hard work is done at the back end by our staff, by me, myself, and rest of the staff who try to develop this content so that the students at the end of the examination, when they sit in the examination, they are actually able to feel the difference. Yes, by joining this very particular institution, by joining Quintessence, our dreams have been flourished. So now, we have to start it from tomorrow. Today I'll tell you about a concept. We usually use a word, asset, in accounting. Even in our real life, we use the word asset. Since you all are layman, I can say, in accounting, for you, asset is something which has a value. Like you say, Jasprit Bumrah is asset for the Indian team. So you say at that time asset, not in terms of accounting, you say it because of his valuability, because of his importance for the team India. In accounting, same way, we have assets, because whenever you start a business, You need capital. Capital is that amount of money with which you turn your dream into a reality, with which you start a business. Now, whenever you have capital requirement, suppose capital requirement is say 5 crore rupees. You have prepared a project report which says that 5 crore rupees is the capital requirement of your business. Now, you have arranged these 5 crore rupees. Now, with these 5 crore, the first thing you have to do, you have to buy assets. Now, what is an asset? Asset, to call something, asset is basically the property of the business. To call something as an asset in accounting, from the parlance of accounting, accounting में उस चीज को asset बोलते हैं जिसके 4 characteristics होंगे. सबसे पहला characteristic, it should belong to the business. ये आपका पर्सनल एसेट नहीं होना चाहिए घर का, नो, ये बिजनेस का एसेट होना चाहिए. It should be purchased from the capital which you have invested in the business. So the first and foremost requirement to call something as an asset is that it should be owned by the business. It should be the second, it can be converted into cash. Yes, whenever you want, you can convert it into cash. Then we have types, current assets, which are necessarily to be converted into cash. Then we have fixed assets, which we do not have to convert into cash, only when they become redundant, or when they lose their sheen, or when they lose their functionality, or sometimes we are not in need of that, or sometimes we have an asset and we are getting a huge price in the market for that. At a time we are bound to sell that. Go the second characteristics to call something as an asset, that is, it should be converted into cash. The first, it should belong to the business. It should be owned by the business. It should be the property of the business. Second, it can be converted into cash. It can be converted whenever you want. You can convert it into cash. That is the second requirement of calling something as an asset. And third, it should have a monetary value. इसका monetary value होना चाहिए. अगर इसका वैल्यू नहीं है, we'll never call it as an asset. क्योंकि जब इसका वैल्यू ही नहीं है, it can never be converted into cash. Even if you own it, it should have a monetary value. It should have a value in terms of money. And the fourth one, it should be the resource of the business. It should provide the benefits to the business. And इसी बहाने एक बच्चे ने हमें एक दिन सवाल पूछा था, सर फिर ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्स होता है ऑफिस का, जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में ह्यूमन रिसोर्स होता है, उसको हम क्यों नहीं फिर एसेट मानते हैं? बिकॉज उसमें यही चीज है दैट कैन नॉट बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू कैश. अब आजकल आई है अकाउंटिंग, वी कॉल दैट ह्यूमन रिसोर्स अकाउंटिंग, विच सेज दैट यस वी कैन शो देम एज एन एसेट. मगर जो ट्रेडिशनल अकाउंटिंग में जो हम अकाउंटिंग करते हैं, उसमें जब हम बैलेंस शीट बनाते हैं, इन बैलेंस शीट यू विल नेवर सी ह्यूमन कैपिटल और ह्यूमन रिसोर्स एज एन एसेट, बिकॉज assets have all those 4 characteristics which I discussed. Once again, I'll discuss them with you. The first characteristic to call something as an asset, the first characteristic is it should be owned by the business. It should be the property of the business. It should belong to the business. Business should have purchased it. Business should have the documentation. Yes, this building is owned by us. This machinery is owned by us. These investments are the investments of the business. Second, it can be converted into cash. Whenever business wishes, they can convert the asset into cash. Suppose you have investments, you want to liquidate the investment, you want to sell the investment, that is, you have converted it into cash. You have stock, you are running a departmental store and you have stock. That stock is your asset, and when you are converting that asset into cash, it is your asset because it can be converted into cash. Fourth, third, it should have a monetary value. Yes, it should have some value. And the fourth one, it should be a resource of the business. It should provide benefits to the business. Suppose you have a cement plant. In cement plant, you have huge machinery. That machinery, with the help of that machinery, you are converting your raw material into a finished product. And that means when it is providing you benefits, it's a resource. Or you have a supercomputer at your office. With that, you are processing data at the speed of knots. That is your asset, because that is a resource that is providing you benefits. So assets should have all these 4 characteristics. Then assets have types. Yes, we call that the classification of accounts. हम assets को classify कर सकते हैं. So in that we have, say, we classify something on the basis of tangibility and intangibility. We classify on the basis of fixed assets and current assets. So we have classification of assets which we'll be studying, and inshallah from tomorrow with same zeal and zest we'll be starting with the basics of accounting, what accounting is all about, and before that we will start with why we study accounting. And thank you so much, and once again I invite you wholeheartedly on the behalf of the Quintessence that we in the past we have received overwhelming response, and we have again been requested by the students to start the accounting portion. Now once again on the requests received by the students, we have started the accounting portion. So register yourself with Quintessence. That video is already available on the apps of Quintessence, on the social media controlled by the Quintessence. You can take those numbers, register yourself so that you can join this batch, and we appreciate and we'd love to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you.